everyone, this is Dave from Mumbai in the States, and today I've got a really good friend of mine, John McDermott, who we are speaking with. And the purpose of speaking with John today is we are running our signature off-market site finding workshop this Saturday, and John is obviously one of our main speakers and talking all things planning. So I thought it might be important just to get John on today, quiz him a little bit on what kind of content he's going to be going through, and just give us a little bit of a flavour of what to expect this coming Saturday. So John, kindly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and also what you're going to be covering this Saturday.
Okay, no worries, Dave. Thanks for having me on. Hi, guys. I'm John McDermott. I'm a chartered town planner. What on earth is one of those? Well, I'm one of these weird people who gets to either help or hinder people getting planning permission in the UK. I'm also an accredited trainer. I'm also a fellow of the Royal Geographical Society. Let's get all of the initials in.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
We may as well. My role is really to, inside of this workshop that we're going to be doing today, is really to give some flavour of what the planning system can do for you as a property developer. Now, when I say do for you, I mean do for you, not do to you. The idea is to make the planning system work, not to have it make horrible things happen, as is often the experience of planning in the UK. The role of the consultant is very much to help the planning system work in your favour, not try to work against you. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Saturday. How can we make the planning system work a little bit better? And that's going to be with a specific focus to our old friends, permitted development and prior approval. That's, of course, subject to our brand new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, not changing anything in the very short period she would have had as Prime Minister following the announcement today. So that is, in a nutshell, what we're going to be covering.
So John, lots of people, they find sites and they don't actually know what to do with them. Would you say on Saturday, obviously we're going to be finding some sites, but are we going to really know what to do with that site? Are we going to be able to look at the building and roughly know what type of use class is it? Are we going to really know a little bit more about the use class order and how all that works within the planning system? Tell me a little bit about what people should expect.
Okay, so I can't, in the time that we have, provide an overriding panacea to planning because there isn't such a thing. And we've tried it before, haven't we, Dave? And people's noses started bleeding. Bad things occurred. So in reality, what we're going to be focusing on is a couple of pieces of legislation. We are going to be talking the use classes order and how to make best use of that order, remembering it's a permissive order, it's not a restrictive order. It is there to help you, not there to hinder. And it is part of the sort of first steps of site analysis. And then from that, you should hopefully gain an understanding of how to look at a site, how to look at a use, how to start to progress planning thought with a view to doing something that is either PD compliant or prior notification compliant or policy compliant. That is the sort of nub of what you should expect.
It's really kind of music to my ears because I for one really know how exciting it is right now within the whole kind of Class E, Class MA, and I personally believe that we have a very short window. If you look back at Class O back in 2013 when it came out, there was probably only about maybe 2 or 3 years where people who didn't really understand it managed to jump on it really quickly, find these office buildings. There was only, between us, we could probably name maybe 5 or 6 developers who did really well within that space. And after a short window, every Tom, Dick and Harry were finding out about Class O, and it became basically part of training programs. Right now, we've had a new change of use order. We've got a class E and a Class MA that go kind of hand in hand. And I genuinely think there's a load of good opportunities out there right now that haven't been found, that maybe people don't really understand the value of what they have right now. So yeah, I think PD right now in this current space, I think there's a short window where we could probably pick up some really good valuable sites within the next maybe 1 to 2 years. Would you maybe agree with that?
Well, absolutely, but equally so. Planning is in such a state of flux right now that previous opportunities that were locked out to you have been reopened as a result of all of the changes that have gone on. It is the government's wish to try and deliver development. Whatever Conservative government we have, it is their wish to try and deliver development. And the changes they're put in are very cognizant of that overriding wish. Ours is to use them responsibly, and hopefully what you'll get out from your short time with me on Saturday is the responsible use of some of these allowances in order to further your development journey. And ultimately, that's what we should all do inside the development world right now. It's responsible use of what we've got so that we can be trusted with the toys in the future.
You've mentioned something there about historically difficult buildings. A prime example of that would be kind of D1 and D2, which are now part of the new use class over to Class E. You know, not a lot of people know that these historically difficult buildings like doctors, dentists, nurseries, creches, all those type of buildings, which you would have been crazy to go after under full planning years ago, potentially now have PD attached to them. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. I mean, it is a matter of fact that these potentially difficult uses are or would have been stymied in before. It is also a matter of fact that, you know, such uses or even shops or the old A2 or the old A3, now all part of Class E, that were in conservation areas, are now more open and more accessible because the blockage has been released. So in reality, there's a broader scope of what of building you can target, and you can target in a wider scope of areas. And with the most recent sort of package of relaxations that occurred in August, there is now a wider scope of authorities that you can target as well, albeit, as you say, for a very limited period, because once they get their act together, those relaxations will go away.
And our old friend B1C has come re-emerged this phase again, hasn't he? Light industrial. You can get
our old friend.
Yeah,
our old friend B1C is back.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that.
Back. No, he's back, and he has an additional right, which is ZA. I've just completed a ZA.
Yeah.
Up in the green belt. Why not? Let's just plug what we've done.
Brilliant.
He's got a new friend, which is Class ZA. ZA is the knockdown and rebuild class. We've just done one and completed one with Planning Authority in County Durham for a knockdown and rebuild of a light industrial workshop to form a bungalow inside of the Greenbelt.
Amazing.
And yeah, completely acceptable, complied with all of the criteria. And another example of these allowances, which are the most broad, the most wide-ranging that we have ever had in England.
Brilliant. So everyone, hopefully John's given you enough to whet your appetite now for Saturday. I'm quite excited. I mean, John gives incredible value every time he does the events. So we've got John, we've got your friend Alia, who's going to be doing token architecture, constraints, and the steps we need to follow through once we've found our site. I'll be covering all the site finding. We've got Nimbus attending as well, so they're going to be talking about using the prop software in order to help us find these interesting sites. And we've also got Joe and Dominic, my broker, who comes down and they can talk about funding up to 100% of your total cost. So it's quite an interesting day, packed with information, and yeah, really looking forward to it. So thanks everyone, thanks John, and look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday. Oh yeah, one more plug. John, you've got a very interesting triage service on a Friday as well for anyone who is struggling to find out a little bit more about what to do with their sites when it comes to planning, John offers a very interesting service where you can come and for a little bit of his time and for a small fee, go through your site or 2 or 3 sites and de-risk it from a planning perspective.
That's right. All the information on our website, tpexpert.org.
Brilliant. Lovely. All right. Let you go, John. Thank you so much. And to everyone else, we look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.